Hey guys, it's Brian here, and it is Slashback Saturday again. And the theme that Joel the Horror Man has set for this week is titled Skinful Slashers, which essentially just means slasher films with a lot of nudity. And the film I've chosen to review this week is The Phantom Killer. Now, this is a Polish slasher film that was originally released back in 1999. Now, this one doesn't really have much of a plot. Essentially, we have two schlubby guys that are maintenance workers at this subway, and their main pastime is ogling successful women, but beautiful successful women. And later on, these women happen to be stalked and killed by this mass slasher, and that's pretty much it for a plot. It's done like in a series of vignettes, and it's the same thing over and over again. You got a young woman that's alone, usually by a roadside or something like that, and they end up getting undressed and getting killed, which is like in the most unnatural way too. It's not like they're going to take a shower or stuff like that. These women are out in the open, like outside. Like the first woman, first her blouse gets caught on some tree branches and it rips. Then her skirt gets caught like in a barbed wire fence, and so she ends up naked, and then she ends up getting killed. Which is actually probably the bloodiest of the kills, but they still shot it kind of awkwardly, so it wasn't very effective. Now there are elements of a giallo esque feel to this film. Like there's two detectives that are investigating the case, but their storyline gets dropped, which is unfortunate because that should have been the plot of this movie. As it stands, this film is actually kind of like the first incel slasher movie that I ever seen, and it's funny because this film kind of predates the whole incel movement. Because essentially, these two guys they can't get dates, and they're kind of resentful of the young women that they see while they're at their work, and there's all these scenes of them fantasizing them being nude and stuff like that, and they talk derogatory about them and stuff like that, and but one of the guys he has like a supernatural ability, and essentially, and normally I don't like to spoil movies, but this is the kind of thing where I don't think it really matters as much. But he has an id creature that's actually the killer, and his resentment is the reason why these women are dying, which is like they are being killed off. It's the weirdest thing. Now, it's essentially he ends up hiring another woman to work for him, and he kind of like falls for her, and that becomes the crux of the climax of this film. I won't tell you how it ends, but it's kind of that's kind of botched as well, and it should have been something more dramatic. Instead, it ends on a kind of almost like a comedic note. Another thing too about the one guy is he kind of looks like Mario from the Mario Brothers because he has a fake mustache, which is really distracting. This film is in Polish language, so like I couldn't really tell the acting if it was really really bad. So it's a subtitled film. Um, I was really curious about this one. I started looking up the actresses because I got the sense that this director made this film as a ruse to get young models nude and then film them, as opposed to just making a straight up movie. But one of the actresses, she appeared in like some kind of bizarre Doctor Who spoof called "Abducted by Darloids." Although on the cover art on IMBD, I'm trying to say not right either. IMDb shows it as abducted by Daleks. And I was looking at some of the images, and they look like Daleks. So I don't know how they got away with that, and how the BBC didn't sue them for copyright infringement on that. But the thing is only like an hour long, so I think a lot of these actresses they kind of like traffic in making kind of like skin flicks or softcore type films. This film does have like a porn aesthetic to it. It feels like a porn movie. Like the setups are like you see in a porn film, except that it stops and becomes a slasher film at the point where the actresses are totally nude, as opposed to like a sex thing. I can't recommend this one, and I don't recommend trying to watch this one with your boy, your girlfriend, or significant other, or anything like that, because it's just going to lead to like an argument. Um, yeah, so there you go. Another thing too, before I go, is they actually made three sequels to this. So I don't know if the plot's got any better, or if it kind of just stayed the same with getting women naked and killed. Alright guys, that's our review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Happy Slashback Saturday everybody, and stay safe.